So the game, of course, crashed. So we're going to very quickly just go back through. We were speedrunning this section, and we're going to go back to where it crashed, and then for some reason it doesn't crash. So we continue.
Breaking into the warehouse was easier than I thought. But then I was a natural pessimist. Living in Ankh River did that to a man. What little light there was in the warehouse was coming through the skylight, and shadows played on the walls as I searched for something to help the case. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I was desperate enough that anything would do.
I'm gonna assume that when the thunder flashes, we'll see something? Yeah, there is something. With the cardboard. Just lines up. Okay, now what? Okay, maybe now I have to combine. No?
The torn matchbook had been found in the Pier 5 warehouse. There was something written on the back of the matchbook, but a corner of the matchbook had become ripped off somehow. I could make out the words Whalebone Lane, but it was clear that something was missing. The scrap of cardboard I found in one of the bunks on the Milka had a number on it, either a 6 or a 9.
Go on. No, you're not gonna do this? Okay. Should you announce this? Yeah, but first I'm gonna go eat something because I'm a bit hungry. Can I leave? Wait, what if I use the matchbooks so I can see what I'm doing?
On closer examination, I was pretty sure the missing piece had become torn off accidentally. I didn't think the scrap had been torn off intentionally, but that was all I could tell from examining it.
9 Whalebone Lane? I think so too, but...
I was reasonably certain. The warehouse, I wasn't, that's what the... None of the...
Okay, so what do I do? Like, how do I leave? Oh, the door works. Okay. We got the matchbook. And who's gonna put it together for us? Do we go back to Carlotta?
Hello. I take it says... No. Very good, sir. Please...
Is the invite gone? No.
I'd like many. Let us see if you...
Off he goes.
Back for more, Luton?
What can I say? I can't get enough of you. I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
Be careful, Luton. I don't...
I still don't get her character.
What do you make of this?
Let's try not to...
Does this...
So... nothing then. Goodbye. The Longest Journey? Oh my god, I played that game. I played that game years ago. I love The Longest Journey. It's so good. Why would this guy know anything? Maybe Nobby.
Hello again. Hello. What do you make of this?
I don't know.
Give me a break, Luton. I don't know everything. Does this mean...
Give me a break, Luton.
No.
I still feel like I just need to combine it in my inventory, to be honest.
The torn matchbook had been found. There was something written on. The scrap of cardboard I'd found on the Milka matched the torn matchbook.
What? I've done that before. I did that already. I did that like 10 times.
Clearly read 9 Whalebone Lane.
Well, go on then. Is that a new location or what? Do you see anything? Whalebone? Whalebone anywhere? Oh, maybe we have to show that to her.
Hello. No.
Let's go through that again. Invitation. Go on. You're not wasting my time.
What can I say? I can't get enough of you.
Actually, I can, but here we are.
Don't you think sending me a formal invite?
I got fed up of
What's so special about your house?
Misclicked.
it has me in.
I'm so excited.
When I get excited about something, I give it everything I've got. I'm funny that way.
I
What
realize
are you
I'm skipping
excited
dialogue
about?
there.
Why working with you, Mr. Luton? What else?
I never saw myself as the stimulating kind.
I have strange tastes.
Powie, I also definitely recommend looking at Siberia and Siberia 2. Those are some of my favorite
Any
of
thoughts on
these
this
old
matchbook
school,
or what's written on it?
like
Let's try not
Longest
to get
Journey
too sidetracked,
and
Luton.
Siberia. She doesn't want to... Wait, but I thought that was her clue, though. Do I take this to Ilsa, maybe? Off we go. I really hope we don't have to come back. Ilsa.
You came back.
I'm not.
Ilsa Pilsa.
Any thoughts on this matchbook or what's written on it?
I'm sorry, Luton. I don't know anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
The reconstructed matchbook clearly read 9 Whalebone Lane.
Yeah, it is an address, but I don't see anything on the map that's new. Or am I just missing it? Whalebone? Hello? I guess we also gotta go talk to... she's missing, huh?
I'm back, so I can see.
Someone will know about that address. Like, someone's gonna
Do you know what this
spill
is?
beans.
It's a matchbook. Any reason it might have the address of the parrot written on the back?
Oh,
Does
of course,
anything to do
look.
with me?
9 Whalebone
I knew
Lane.
he was hiding something. The
I said
question
that-
was, how could I get it out of him? I'm against unnecessary violence. Besides, these skinny types can be tougher than they look.
I'm not that smart. So what did he say?
This seems like a... No, it doesn't. It seems like what it is. It's tough to get to the top. You be a parrot.
So the matchbook had the address written on it.
Do you know what this... It's a... Any reason it might... None that has anything... I knew he was... The question was... I'm against... Besides, the... Can you read the... No.
Okay, so he knows, but he won't tell me. Who else might know? Who told me about the parrot in the first place? Was it was it this guy here?
Hello again. Any thoughts on this matchbook or what's written on it?
An idiot, to be sure. I'm wondering if I should edit all this nonsense out. Oh my god, where do we go? Where do we go? Talk to our
Still here?
good
No.
friend Fatty.
Any thoughts? Sorry,
Oh my god. I don't want to look it up, like we got so far on our own. Okay, so I'm gonna threaten him with a crowbar now. That's the plan here. I mean, he said he didn't
I'm
want to
back,
resort to.
so I... Have you seen Sapphire? She's not here. She went off to see someone. Who? Who do I look like? A keeper?
But then don't say anything, man. Huh? What? What? This book is getting confusing.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquers? I know a lot of people. That doesn't mean I want to talk about them with you.
So he knows about the matchbook, or why the address is written on there. Let me take a peek. Alright, so I was very close. Super close. For some reason I have to select this one.
Mundy's description and asked if he'd seen him. He told me that he hadn't, but I was convinced he was lying. The matchbook had to belong to Mundy, and I was sure he was hiding here. So you don't know Mundy? I've already told you that I don't. And this matchbook means nothing to you. Do you practice to become this irritating? Well, I'm confused. You see, this is Mundy's handwriting on the matchbook, and this is your address he wrote. Shall I tell you what I think? I don't think I have that much choice. I think Mundy is here, but he told you not to tell anyone that he's here. You're just making it up as you go along. Well, I could always go and fetch the watch. I heard they were looking for Mundy too, and if he's not here, you wouldn't have to worry about being charged with hiding a known fugitive. They can get so impatient. Mundy's not a fugitive. How would you know? You little... All right, you win. He's upstairs, but don't tell him I told you. I wouldn't dream of ruining your reputation in high society.
I think we did it!
Do you know what this is? It's a matchbook. Any reason? None that is... I knew he was the... I'm a...
Okay, whatever. We don't need that. How do I go up? Do you see stairs? That's down though. Oh shit. Cutscene. So exciting.
I'd gone to a lot of trouble to find Mundy, and now the goal was in reach. It seemed like an anticlimax. I couldn't quite see what Mundy was doing when I entered his room, and seconds later I couldn't see anything at all. The last thing I saw as I passed out of consciousness was the floor rushing up to meet me.
Damn. How exciting. What? What happened? Act 2, right? There's acts in this game.
By the time I came around, the watch had arrived. I must have been unconscious for hours, maybe days. I thought no one could feel as bad as I did, until I saw Mundy. His feet were bound and his eyes had been gouged out. Either he died of massive blood loss, or he'd spilt an awful lot of red wine. It wasn't going to be a good day, I decided.
Going somewhere, Luton? You don't leave until we've finished with you.
You know where my office is. If you want an interview, you can find me there.
I consider you to be the prime suspect in this investigation.
Am I just lying
Gotta
down?
be kidding.
I am.
I've never been more serious.
Never? What do you want with me? I was unconscious throughout the whole incident.
We only have your word for that. You could have killed Mundy and then knocked yourself unconscious.
With what?
Your wedding. You're pretty serious then.
What?
Yes, Nobby. Now shut up.
Will you explain what you think I did?
You came in, mutilated Mundy, and then knocked yourself unconscious.
Is that all?
There's your promotion, too. You were really serious then.
Nobby, you've made your point, thank you. Shut up.
How did I knock myself unconscious?
I don't know yet. But you're not a complete fool, Luton. You'd have found a way.
Do you have any evidence against me, or is this just part of your ongoing campaign of victimization?
You're always kinda serious.
You were present at the time of the murder. Your rope was used in the murder.
My rope? The murderer steals from me, and suddenly I'm guilty of murder?
It's not a bad thing. I mean, you're the commander of the watch, and that's a serious job.
Then there's the victim's message.
Azil? How does that incriminate me?
It ends in L-E. He could have been trying to write Luton. He could have died before he could finish.
He could have been trying to
No,
write
it's
lemon.
probably
And what is Azil
3-1.
I was only trying to help.
For all we know,
3712.
might mean it was in Mundy's own language.
For all we know, Azil might mean, help, someone has gouged my eyes out.
I mean, if your eyes are
Just
getting gouged
guessing.
out, why would you
There
bother
must
to
be other
write?
suspects.
The landlord
Never
says
mind.
no one went upstairs after you.
It could be the landlord for all you know.
Mankin, he's not the type. Anyway, he reported the incident to us.
Listen, you've got nothing on me.
Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
you're going to arrest me, I'm going to leave.
I'm keeping an eye on you, Luton. Consider yourself a suspect for all the counterweight killings. If you're in any way involved, I'll find out.
Wait, why did they call it the counterweight killings?
He's really got it in for me, hasn't he?
He's not a bad person, Luton. He's just a bit...
Serious?
Psychotic, obsessed, judgmental.
I was going to say overworked. I've changed my mind.
What's this about counterweight killings?
Well, this is in the strictest confidence.
I won't tell anyone who doesn't talk to me.
The murders have all been a bit, well, odd, redualistic.
What? They are involved with a revival of philosophical principles concerning the division of reality into two independent forces, mind and matter?
I think he said ritualistic.
Redualistic, like what cults do. Reduals.
Ritualistic. I see. Like someone was trying to make a point.
Yeah, one of the patrician's clerks was killed the other day. Very suspicious.
Why the counterweight killings?
I'd better not discuss that. Gotta go. See you later, Luton.
A lot later will do.
Oh, we've made it into Act 2, and we are alive. Actually, I should override this one then. We'll alternate. So bad.
The bed looked neither comfortable nor inviting.
Yeah, counterweight, like that's like the other consonants. So maybe they suspect someone that has something to do with
Seemed
that.
to be a cheap copy of Spinner's Rain, Cream and Speed.
Cheap
I could
copy.
tell it was art because I couldn't make out what it was supposed to be.
So wait, they leave me alone with a body?
Mundy's corpse wasn't very attractive. I wasn't looking forward to telling Carlotta how Mundy died. Someone, either the killer or Mundy, had written Azil on the wall in blood. Mundy's blood, presumably. I had no idea what it meant. There was nothing on Mundy's body worth taking.
Okay. I guess we leave. Is it called the counterweight continent because it keeps the disc from tilting? Yes, I do believe so. Mankin, you rat, you sold me out.
To be a suspect, Mankin.
What?
You're an obvious choice of suspect because you called the watch. You were the first on the scene. Round here, that means it's practically a closed case.
I don't see why. You were there when I got there.
I was unconscious.
Well, I heard a commotion. That's what made me check it out in the first place. Maybe Mundy managed to knock you out before he died.
While he was tied and blind? Perhaps he said a particularly offensive word and I fainted.
Well, I happen to know that the watch consider you a suspect.
Well, don't forget that I know something that they don't. That you're a liar and you can't be trusted.
Just because you can't trust me doesn't mean no one can trust me.
What do we have?
Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
Leave me alone, Luton.
Jeez.
So why did you kill Mundy?
What? I didn't lay a finger on him. You gotta be crazy. Do you have any idea how bad all this is for business? Why would I cause all this? I'd have to be crazy.
Vimes told me that you're a suspect.
Of course I'm a suspect. I'm half elf. We're always a suspect. No one trusts us.
Okay, so I think the next step is to go back to Carlotta.
I see, sir. Who would...
Yeah, who do you think?
Is Carlotta home?
Alas, no. What a shame that Sir's trip has been wasted. Perhaps Sir would like to leave now.
Tell her I called by.
Why, my loins stir at the very thought of serving you in this way, sir.
I don't want to think about any
Is the
stirred
Count
loins.
receiving guests?
No, but he will see you.
Ah, Luton. I was hoping...
Why is he so out of breath? What is he up to?
You don't sound so good, Count.
I am not the man I used
I swear to God, if he also dies...
past my prime, you might say. Yes, past my prime.
I could come back later if you want.
No, no.
I would be dead.
There is no guarantee that I will be getting any better. If anything, I might be worse.
Your health?
We are both men of the world, Mr. Luton. I will not mince words with you. I am dying. I might last another year or so, or I might not last the week. And to think I thought Ankh more pork would be good for my health.
Not too many people would believe you, certainly.
Let us dispense with the pleasantries and get straight to business. Yes? Yes. Straight to
What?
business.
Did he talk to himself there?
Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
Yes. Yes. I remember Azil. Azil. The mad Ascari of the great Nef.
We're actually
He
getting
rose to
somewhere?
power before even the light dams of Sorka were completed.
The what?
I remember he used to punish his detractors by burying them upside down in the sand. Do you know, I think he honestly believed they might grow into trees. He was quite mad, you know. Quite mad.
How long ago
Unlike
was this?
you.
Oh, I don't know. A couple of 100 years ago, at least.
You seem to remember it like yesterday.
I am an old man. My memory plays tricks.
Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy?
Mr. Luton, I couldn't be less...
Wait, so he had so much to say about Azil, but we actually didn't get a clue out of that. So we didn't really gain anything then, did we? Like, I'm getting lost in this document here. Like, this book is getting harder to read by the minute. Like, things are being reshuffled but also crossed out. Like, it's very confusing.
Do you know anything about the counterweight killings?
Mr. Luton...
And you wouldn't know about Sapphire. That's himself. It's himself again. Like, see what I mean? Like, it's so confusing. Whatever. This book is confusing. Okay, yeah. There we go. Right. Let's go ask Nobby about the
There
counterweight
was something
killings.
about the way the other members of the Watch looked at me that let me know that no matter how innocent I was still stained with suspicion. Still, I'll take the stains of suspicion over the tarnish of guilt. Suspicion was easier to wash out. Sometimes I think I'd just give up and crawl inside a whiskey bottle. Except that you can only do that if you are less than 1 inch high.
How specific?
Doesn't
Nobby?
look like I'm too welcome around here. Of course, I haven't been welcome here since I got kicked off the force, but at least then they just thought I was corrupt. Now they think I'm a murderer.
Nah, Luton, you've got it all wrong. They don't think you're a murderer. They think,
That my personal hygiene is appalling?
no,
That I have the Clutchian plague?
no,
Face it, they think I'm a murderer.
you know, give me a minute, I'll think of something.
Nobby, you've never thought of something printable in your entire life. Why should you start now? Tell me more about these counterweight killings.
I'm not really sure I should, Luton. Sorry.
Come on, Nobby. You can trust me.
Well, no. Look, Luton, I can't tell you.
Why not? Shouldn't I know?
It's not to be discussed with anyone who's not part of the case.
But I am.
Ah, I see. Well, that makes sense. Obviously, you wouldn't want people not involved with the case learning about it.
Exactly.
And I'm the prime suspect in that case, right?
Well, you're the prime suspect in the Mundy case. But the prime suspect in the counterweight killings is that foreign spy who's been killing all the prominent people. Like that bloke up at Unseen University and that fellow in the Patrician's Palace.
Right. Well, I won't ask any more questions then, seeing as how I shouldn't.
Thank you, Luton. I appreciate it.
Doorknobs. Wait, but didn't learn from that? We got like 10 clues, and we didn't write anything down. Oh my god.
I'm trying to find out any thought.
Can't help you.
Squire. Like, why are all the clues spread out now? Like, I don't understand. And things are like duplicate as well.
Am I still prime suspect in Mundy's murder?
Afraid so.
Thrilling. Okay, so I only have these two left. Yeah. Of course.
I see, sir.
Sir,
Who would...
No, I'd like to see you.
what can you tell me about the Count?
I regret to inform, sir, that the Count's health has been in gradual decline and that he will probably not live to see the new year.
That's 5 months away.
Sir's grasp of mathematics dazzles me, sir.
What's the problem?
Merely that, unlike sir, I have not been blessed with a truly dizzying intellect.
With the Count, I mean.
The Count's health has been failing for some years now, but I believe he has never been so bad as since the loss of his one companion.
His companion? Who's that?
I fear that my idle tongue has already revealed too much of the Count's private affairs, and I would ask that Sir respect the Count's privacy, lest I be forced to provide Sir with a thick ear.
Well, I guess we go talk to him.
Is the Count...
No.
I've got a few more questions for you, Count.
Yes, good questions. Go on.
Your interest in the Mundy case wouldn't have something to do with your missing companion, would it?
Why, Mr. Luton, I'm impressed. You actually do have some detective skills.
What's the deal?
He was my friend. Perhaps my last friend. He was a dwarf of simple tastes, and when I was younger, he drove my carriage for me. These days, given that I am confined to the conservatory, I have no need for a driver, but I kept Reagan on the payroll so that I should have someone to talk to.
When did he go missing?
3 days ago. He took the carriage out that night and has not been seen since.
And you thought Carlotta might have employed me to look for him?
I was hoping, yes.
You could always employ me to find him.
Wouldn't that be a conflict of interests?
I don't see why. Anyway, there isn't a conflict of interest that I know about that couldn't be solved with a generous cash settlement.
Be assured that if you can find Reagan, I can offer you substantial recompense.
Then I'll see what I can do. The Count gave me an iconograph of Reagan to help my investigations. My mind was already racing. 3 days ago, the Milka arrives. 3 days ago, Reagan disappears. Now, I believe in coincidences. Coincidences happen every day. But I don't trust coincidences. Something deeper was going on here, and I was going to find out what. Because I can't stand a secret, and because I have a burning need to find the truth. But mostly, because there was a wad of money in it for me if I found out.
Well, there we go. Wait, I gotta save. Okay, so now we have a picture to show people. I guess we go to the police first.
I need your help again, Nobby.
Well, okay, I suppose.
I'm looking for a dwarf named Reagan. He's been missing.
Missing? What kind of missing? Missing for a few hours, missing person, missing in the shades? Help me out here, will you?
Missing person, I guess.
How long's he been missing?
3 days.
3 days? You've got to be kidding. That barely counts as a hangover in Ankh River, let alone a missing person case.
How long would he have to be missing then?
I'd say at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Of course, it'd depend on who he was. If the patrician went missing for 3 hours, it'd warrant an investigation.
Justice for some, eh?
Okay, useless. Did I get any scribbles? No. Who else might know? The daughter. Maybe she's back?
I see.
Sir,
Who?
his car.
Allow. Perhaps.
Tell her.
Why?
That's a no. Let's go. Let's go talk to this guy
Still
again.
No.
Scoplet. Mr.
I
Scoplet.
showed Reagan's picture to the first mate, and he recognized
Aha.
Yes, I think that was the dwarf who pulled up in a carriage shortly after we docked. I think he collected some of the cargo, too.
Do you remember which way he went?
He drove away upwards at high speed. I wouldn't be surprised if he caused an accident somewhere down the line.
Wait. What clue did we defer from that?
Can you tell me anything about the carriage the dwarf was driving?
I'm sorry, I can't remember. My memory isn't very good. I need things to jog it.
Would a crowbar work?
But that's not what I meant.
I need your help.
Well, okay, I suppose.
Did anyone report a speeding carriage 3 days ago?
Funny you should ask that. Sergeant Colon was almost run down by a carriage 3 days ago. He's been going on about it ever since. Says we ought to have speed limits for carriages.
How would you tell what speed a carriage was going?
Well, a watchman's instincts are never wrong.
You could always go for a more preventative approach.
Like what?
Or you could ban carriages altogether.
Yeah, that'd work.
Hey, you could go one step further. You could ban people from Ankh-Morpork, and then there'd be no crime at all.
Well, there'd still be the trolls and the dwarfs, and the gargoyles, and the gnomes, and the undead and the golems. Of course, the golems don't make much crime, and the gargoyles' only crime is Adicide. And it's not like we're short of pigeons. But the trolls and the dwarfs, well, I mean, they make as much crime as any of the humans, maybe even more.
It's no fun when it's this easy. Like shooting fish at a barrel.
Eh?
Never mind. About this carriage the other night. Where did Colon see it?
I think he said it was headed for the Magdalen Bridge.
It wasn't much of a lead, but at least it was something. Usually you could only get a lead out of Nobby with a scalpel.
See, I thought it was shooting fish in a barrel, but he said shooting fish at a barrel. Alright, give us a cutscene. Okay, I think I know where it went.
The Magdalen Bridge was one of 10 bridges that linked the city of Ankh to the city of Morpork. It was an unremarkable structure, most famous for the number of suicides it attracted. The trouble with trying to drown yourself in the Ankh is that you're more likely to break a leg falling onto the thick crust of the river than actually come near any water. Still, if you were heavy enough, you could eventually sink into the depths. I can think of nicer ways to go, though, and much quicker ones, too. The railings had been damaged. There was no telling when they'd become damaged, though. It wasn't as if I came this way every day. I doubt many people did.
How do you mean? It connects
Something
two
had
cities.
clearly lost control on the bridge. Something with wheels. Beyond that, it was difficult to say.
There's a piece of cloth here. I see that, even if it's only 10 pixels.
The River Ankh. Probably the only river in the universe on which you could chalk the outline.
No, you'd already said that. I'm just checking, because what am I supposed to do with a piece of cloth? Luton, open your bag.
I'd found some fabric caught on the railings of the Magdalen Bridge. It was distinctive enough that I hoped someone would recognize it.
No, then we have to go back to the count.
I see.
Sir,
Who?
is the...
No.
I've got a few more...
Go.
Sniff
Do you
this for me.
recognize this fabric?
Yes. It's familiar. Yes. I
am a weird voice actor.
the carriage. I liked the carriage. Do you know where it is?
From Reagan's carriage?
Yes. Yes, from the canopy.
That's what I thought.
He's dead.
I found someone who saw Reagan's carriage the other night.
Just let me know when you found Reagan.
Right. And they're gone.
If I pride myself on anything, it's that I don't steal rope without a good reason. When the Milka left, someone must have left one of the mooring lines behind. That was careless. Some people will steal anything. Along the length,
You have the first Discworld book? Wait, it's called, something Witches? What's the title? It's about witches, right? I mean, I can go check on the captain. Oh, you know what I can do? Color of Magic, right. The witch book. I believe the witch book's later then. Color of Magic.
rope first, stupid ideas later.
Okay, I know where rope
I
is.
would be hard-pressed to find a way to... The Magdalen Bridge, it wouldn't be much... The Magdalen, just as well. It wouldn't be much...
I want to not use it, thank you. Yeah, I think I have it now. We grab the grappling hook. Attach it here.
Some people will steal anything. And that includes me, it seems.
There we go. I actually didn't have to look that one up.
I suppose I could have attached the grapple to the railings and rappelled down to the River Ankh. But that was a dangerous way of searching the river. I had a feeling there was a better way to use the grapple to search the river.
You're just gonna dunk it in there? Why did he go down there? Oh, yep, there we go. Progress. Like, will he
There was
just...
something down there. I was sure of it.
Yeah, the
But I
river.
wasn't strong enough to pull it up.
Malachites. No, wait. Yes? Maybe? Malachite? Come on, you big brute.
Well,
I need your strength.
listen carefully, Malachite. I've been patient with you, and you owe me a favor. I need you to use the grapple to pull something out of the River Ankh. I don't know for sure what it is, but it's big. Too big for me to lift. But you could do it, and I figure you owe me one.
Found Therma?
Look, Therma is dead. Remember? We found her in the mausoleum.
Not Therma. Therma alive. Find Therma.
Look, she is dead. Get used to it.
Not dead.
Jesus.
Find Therma.
All right, you big dumb troll. I'll carry on looking for Therma.
I highly recommend it,
Help me
Powie.
get this thing out of the river. Do we have a deal?
They're great books.
I pull thing.
Hey, LT.
You find Therma.
Yes. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Or something. Whatever you want scratched, within reason.
Don't want scratching. Find Therma.
Okay. You pull thing, I find Therma. Got it?
Need grapple.
That may be the first intelligent thing you've said to me.
Wait. We have the grapple. Oh, I have to give
Ready
it to him now?
You lead.
Let's go.
Pleasure.
Progress. I don't think I've ever made this much progress on my own. With
I
something
hadn't been able
quote
to
unquote
move
hard.
whatever it was in the river. Malachite pulled it up onto the bridge like it was made of paper. I wasn't surprised to learn it was Reagan's carriage, but it still wasn't clear how it ended up going off the bridge.
What? Is this inside? Oh, it is. Look at him.
Amidst the wreckage, I found a small ornamental box. But before I could examine it in detail, Malachite took an interest. I didn't want to give it to him, but he looked like he'd rupture a fault line if I didn't. He kept insisting that the box proved that Therma was alive.
Is there a corpse on this carriage?
Interpretation of what he was trying to say. With his usual
Behind
annoying
you,
habit,
Luton.
Malachite just walked
Behind
off,
you.
taking the box with
a
him.
huge corpse.
That left me to get back to my usual habit of not really knowing what was going on.
A good habit to have if when you're a detective.
There was no doubt that it was Reagan, and there was no doubt that he was dead. The poor sap must have suffocated in the Ankh.
He broke his neck on the crust or what?
I searched Reagan's body, but all I found was a pair of tiny bite marks on his ankle. Either he'd been bitten by a snake, or a very small vampire.
Let it be the second one.
I searched it, but I'd already found everything of interest. The remains of a crate was all that was left.
The remains of a crate, you say? Okay, so I guess I can go get paid now.
I see, sir.
Who is the... I've got a few...
Go.
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
It's Reagan, isn't it? He's dead.
I'm afraid so. I found his carriage near the Magdalen Bridge. It must have lost control and skidded into the river. Reagan must have drowned, or suffocated. It's hard to say with a river like the Ankh.
Very well, of course. I will pay you for your time.
Isn't that technically the
If
same
you
thing?
should hear anything else in connection with this case, please let me know. Otherwise, consider the case closed.
There is one thing. I think Reagan may have been involved with a troll singer named Therma. I'm not really sure about the details. I'm sort of investigating the Therma case at the moment. But since I'm not getting paid for it, I may have to give it up.
Indeed. How would you feel if I were to pay you for the Therma case and you continued to investigate it? Hmm?
I'd feel a little bit richer and a lot happier.
Very well. It's agreed.
So when am I getting paid actually? Because we've talked about getting paid, but I haven't actually received any, you know, moolah in the bag, so to speak.
I suppressed the earth. I was broke, sure.
Alright, whatever. I guess it's more of metaphorical. Right, Nobi. Nobi is always the answer. When we're stuck, it's Nobi.
I need your help again.
Well, okay, I suppose.
Do you know about...
I told Nobby about finding Reagan's body and the carriage in the river by the Magdalen Bridge, and he promised he'd check it out. I knew Nobby, though. The best I could hope for would be he'd pass a memo on to someone else, and I wasn't hopeful for even that. Nobby had a simple attitude to police work. If a job's worth doing, it's worth finding someone else to do it for you.
Okay. So nothing.